were forced to compete with the well-established IITs. Government of India has already put more than 1,000 crore on the infrastructure. As of now, two categories, male and female, and we equally treat them. But AI cannot replace core engineering.
So today we have a very esteemed guest amongst us. Honorable Professor Laxmidhar Behera, the Director of IIT Mandi, our alma mater. With an experience of over 27 years in academia, his research contributions span various fields. Sir, I hope you are having a very good day and thank you for finding time to be on our podcast.
Thank you. Thank you, Mrinal. I'm happy to be in your podcast.
Okay, sir. Sir, in fact, I'll get going with a lot of questions which I have in my mind. Sir, you have spent a lot of time, doing research in other IITs, especially IIT Kanpur. So, sir, do you think that IIT Mandi has the most beautiful campus, sitting in the laps of Himalayas with rivers flowing by?
Without question, without question, you studied in a place that is the most beautiful. There is no question about it. Himalaya is the epitome of Indian subcontinent's beauty, and you were intellectually brought up in that picturesque setting of Himalaya. There are so many rivers around, the hills, and the serenity that you have here, and the benefit, added benefit, you have pure air, you have almost zero noise pollution, so many advantages you have here. Yes.
Absolutely, sir. So, sir, we have come a long way, right? Could you share like some of the key achievements, and the progress of IIT Mandi, especially in comparison to other IITs, established around the same time, and even to older IITs,
I
even in the
joined
comparison?
IIT Kanpur in 2001, right? And that's almost like 40 years, more than 40 years of IIT
Yeah.
Kanpur. So when I joined, that time IIT Kanpur has approximately less than 2,500 students, and something around 200 plus faculty members. So that's 40 years of journey. But when I joined here, that is 2022, it is just 12 years, and that we had 2,000 students already here, and of course our faculty strength when I joined here around 120. Uh, so if you compare in that way, the speed up in the development is certainly noticeable. I think the older IITs were allowed to grow organically, whereas
Yeah.
I think the generation of IITs that you studied, whether it is IIT Mandi, IIT Hyderabad, IIT Gandhinagar, we were forced to compete with the well-established IITs. So we had a
True.
big challenge, in that perspective. Uh, but if you see, when I came here, after coming here within 15 days, I literally visited all places, particularly labs, and I was really fascinated. I visited the semiconductor fabrication laboratory that has been developed by Professor Satinder Sharma and his group. It was fabulous. The clean room with all kind of high grade equipment that can fabricate a transistor that is up to approximately 10 nanometer, and they can go up to 3 nanometer, but they showed me they have fabricated transistor up to 7 nanometer or something, 10 within 10 nanometer. So that was astounding for me. I was really purchased by that facility and endeavor. It is not being in Himalaya to set up such a laboratory and to reach that technological uh, finish is something very wonderful. And then AMRC, Advanced Material Research Center, that was also very fascinating for me, having all kind of equipments for material characterization. you know I myself is involved in some research related to bioswitches for consciousness, using by through application of anesthesia, and I'm working with Choyan, and we are using those facilities, and I think these are all very wonderful facilities that IIT Mandi has. I visited Manos Lab, ACS Lab, and the progress in AI and cognitive science, cognitive technology was very wonderful.
So, sir, you have been in IT Mandi for almost, I can say, like 1.5 year at
More
least,
than 2 years now.
right? Okay, more than 2 years now. So, how do you think, IIT Mandi sets itself apart from other IITs? I mean, in what areas do you believe, we can excel further?
Oh, that's a good question. You see that when I came here, I told my faculty members here that we should be doing in areas where others are not doing. And that's what we say, instead of horizontal development, going vertical. So looking for green field where we can be known. And
Okay.
in fact, I have already given a direction to our dean faculty that any young faculty who have joined at IIT Mandi, they want to work in a niche area which is very new, but it is upcoming, it has great future. IIT Mandi is going to fund them to visit the best lab any part of the world, and
Okay.
they will be helped to establish collaboration with the best team. So this is something that we are initiating here. I want IIT Mandi to take up some of the areas where others are not working, and India needs those technology. For example, this time we took a faculty member uh, who is working in lithium battery. You know that lithium battery is
Okay.
so important for organic development of our
True.
EV and other technology. So we took the candidate because we knew that this is something that India needs, and so we took the candidate as a faculty. So we are actually, while hiring also, we are looking uh, where a faculty brings something new, not that which is existing. Number one. Number two, we have given some specific thrust in some of the areas like Center for Quantum Science and Technology. And
Mm-hmm.
you'll be happy to know that you know we established this center hardly 6 months ago, but we have formed two technology group, TC, technical group,
Mm-hmm.
in the recent National Quantum Mission. And we have already submitted two proposals in that, where we are the lead, IIT Mandi. So one is, of course, material science, quantum material and devices, and we are already very good here. In fact, because we are so good in material science, I called all the faculty, relevant faculty, I said, work, develop a team. And then they gelled with, we have Institute of Nanoscience at Chandigarh, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Delhi, IIT Roorkee. So they gelled and they put up a proposal. Similarly, I went to National Institute of Material Science, NIMS, Sukuga
Okay.
in Japan, and there we started collaborating. We have signed an agreement, and with the NIMS and the chief scientist there, Anirban Bandyopadhyay, we have taken a step to build first neuromorphic quantum computer at IIT Mandi.
Oh,
And
okay.
in that
Sounds
direction
interesting.
also, one technical group has been formed, and we have sent a proposal on national quantum mission. So you can see we are, we were nowhere, but we are now here, and I am very committed that this particular group should flourish. We are hiring faculty, particularly relevant for this mission. So this is another thing. Third thing is that you see mental health has become a pandemic, and particularly after COVID, this pandemic is now has become visible. Government of India has already noticed this phenomenon, and after coming here, I started a new center, Indian Knowledge System and Mental Health Application. So here we are working both foundational research in understanding mind, brain, and consciousness, plus IKS intervention. IKS intervention means how yoga, meditation, other forms of Ayurveda, they can help in improving mental health. So, so these are some of the things that we have started, and there are many in the pipeline, including sustainable technology and many more is in the pipeline.
Okay. So, sir, like, how is IIT Mandi now preparing itself for expansion and creating facilities to accommodate more on-campus students? Like, what is our target student strength?
See, we have now around approximately 2,800 students in the campus.
Okay.
And after I came here, I realized that we have to increase the hostel facilities. Our
Okay.
target until 2027 is to have 5,000 students in the campus. Because government of India has already put more than 1,000 crore on the infrastructure. And after coming here, I have already received another 330 crore of HEPA loan. Another 330 crore is on the pipeline. It's almost like 660 crore. So basically, we would like to create infrastructure such that our students and our faculty, they have good facilities to stay here. So I don't know whether you have noticed in the northeast direction of the North Campus itself, there was a patch of land, almost like 5-6 acres of land. So there
Yeah.
we are starting to build hostel facilities for 1,500 students.
Oh, wow.
So the tender has already been completed, and the work has been ordered, and the work will start very soon. The contractor has already come and seen, so work is going to start, and we have given them 18 months to complete this hostel of 1,500 students. We will also soon build another hostel of 600 strength. We are in the process of building 152 BHK, 153 BHK apartment for our staff and faculty. We have provision for building lecture hall, theater, sports complex, indoor sports complex, plus uh, academic buildings. So many are in pipeline.
Okay.
I hope I have another 3 years. By the time I leave this place, we will have 5,000 students and 300 plus faculty members.
Okay. So, sir, what I'm able to acknowledge is that, we are able to focus on our future. We have a clear goal in mind, right? So, what are the institute's aspirations for the next decade, in fact? I mean, what particular technologies and industrial sectors does, IIT Mandi aims to excel in? As you
See, I
said,
have
that we need to
only
do
given you
something.
some glimpse. As I told you, we
Yeah.
want to grow vertically, not horizontally. And in that sense, I outlined Indian knowledge system, mental health application. We talked about quantum science and technology. We also have established a center for robotics and AI. Less we say about this is, more we say is always less. And then and then we have a very interesting center, interdisciplinary center, that is human computer interface. This particularly in human computer interface, we are looking for translational research. So
Okay.
basically, if you look at
Hmm.
next decade, the maximum focus on interdisciplinary research.
Okay. So, as like based on the points you mentioned, I'm able to see that we are investing heavily on robotics, AI, and quantum computing, human computer interfaces, right? So, can you shed the light on the investment, which in maybe numbers which we have made in these sectors?
As for each of these, the institute is generous enough to set up the initial infrastructure, initial facility. But then I'm urging the faculty member to write big proposal. Like recently, we got a big proposal from Mighty in additive manufacturing in the order of 35 crore.
Okay.
And you know that these quantum mission proposals are above 100 crore. Similarly, we mostly get a proposal from through Koika funding on sustainable technology. So that's
Hmm.
almost like more than 80 crore. So institute has limited budget to fund this high-end technology, but we are pushing through the funding agencies and other possibilities how to get fund, right? So and they need
Okay.
funds, but then you see that we have a process, and hopefully we will. Funding will not be a bottleneck. We will get it at right time to take these projects to their logical end. For example, in AI and robotics, we are working with the DRDO and ARDB to get a center funded for around 40 crore rupees. So this way, we are
Okay.
trying to help each of these technologies to grow. Yeah.
So a lot of people, that think that AI is the buzzword now, right? AI this, AI that, and we are seeing that a lot of people are kind of worried कि AI ना हमारी नौकरी ले जाएगा. So how do you think that IIT Mandi is coping with this, with the AI keyword, the buzzword?
See, since I joined IIT Mandi, I have been telling all undergraduates core engineering is going to stay.
Okay.
Yes, AI is a phenomenon currently and it is giving job and hence everybody jumping at it. But AI cannot replace core engineering,
Okay.
right? You see, when we say a developed India doesn't mean AI India.
Okay.
Developed India means we are able to feed 140 billion people nutritious food plus safe food, not adulterated food.
Hmm.
That is developed India. So developed India means developed healthcare, developed agriculture, bringing skilled manpower to agriculture, right? Water quality, soil quality. These are all developed country. Infrastructure, right? Whether roadways, trainways, airways, okay. So these are developed India. Yes,
Okay.
AI as a tool can help us to some extent, but not necessarily. Uh, AI is going to. You can't replace a doctor with an AI doctor.
Sir,
At
I
best,
have one question. I
uh,
have one question. A
uh,
lot of people feel that no matter what I do, I will be replaced by AI, right? Just like Chat
I
GPT,
think, I
right?
think, I think, Mrinal, you have to let this information percolate among the youth
Okay,
that there is no substitute for a skilled individual. Skilled individual is a skilled individual.
true,
And this is
true.
where you see that we need a good architect, we need a good doctor, we need a good engineer. They cannot be replaced by how smart an AI technology. Can even if you say Chat GPT becomes as good as possible, do you think that Chat GPT one day will get a Nobel Prize in poetry? No.
So, sir, I suppose that we are hopeful that AI is not going to replace us. It's not going to take our 9 to 5 job. Apart from that,
Now,
what I feel is that
if there is an attempt
hmm,
by this, there is, I fear, because you see, I started as an AI scientist. My career started
okay,
because I did AI research when probably in India very few were did, because I
mm-hmm,
started in 1991 AI research. So we were interested in AI research because we wanted to know ourselves
hmm,
how thinking process takes place in a human being.
mm-hmm,
What is thought? What is imagination? What is common sense? What is intuition?
yeah,
Instead of answering these questions, some you know technological power or capitalists are trying to you know hijack AI through brute computing power and some big architecture.
okay,
I, as a scientist, I'm against this tradition.
okay,
AI is meant to be democratized, but now this the way it is progressing, it will be with 2 3 people who would control and will create a transaction in the world, and that is dangerous. And
got
I
it.
think everybody must unite against this threat of AI being hijacked by few corporate houses.
Okay, because I believe that currently whatever AI we have, like the general audience has, is majorly around the OpenAI's ChatGPT, which is supported by Microsoft, as we all know, and Google's Gemini, right, which is Google, right. So I believe these two companies are trying to get their, uh, like eggs in, like all the eggs in the one basket to get the AI trend going on, and influence everybody in the world that they're kind of the pioneers for that. Can we say that AI is not here to take our jobs, but to assist us in doing our jobs even better?
That is the main purpose.
Okay.
Technology is always to help us and to make us better in our professional discharge of duty. Technology
Okay.
should be always enabler. Technology is never meant to make us slave. We must, we must really understand this. And let me tell you, no director of AI, no director of IIT would buy this idea. Technology becoming the boss.
Hmm.
Technology is
Okay.
always enabler. It should not be a boss.
Right. So I wanted to come on to the entrepreneurial aspect, right? So I believe that IT Mandi is investing in it, but could you share some numbers, like how much have we invested in the entrepreneurial space of IT Mandi, and how we are motivating students to take up entrepreneurship?
See, we have two setup here for entrepreneurial initiative.
Okay.
One is Catalyst. which has almost invested 65 crore and have incubated more than 400 startups.
Okay.
And one of the startup, I think one IIT alumni, their startup has exited also. That means they
Okay.
have been purchased by an American company. And then we have the SCI
Hmm.
TIS. They have invested, you know, 25 to 30 crore rupees to build startup in human computer interface domain. Um, you are right. The startups where a young person sees it's his or her baby,
Yeah.
and when you feel this is your baby, you get motivated. I think uh, this is one direction where certainly uh, all kind of emphasis has been put forth,
Okay.
and you know I cannot say anything now because I have already told my colleagues here that our catalyst and TIH SCI should result at least one unicorn, if not more, at least one unicorn. At least we'll be satisfied within, if that happens within very short future. So we have to keep some uh, small target to achieve.
Okay.
And as I told you, that to add to that ecosystem, we started this young innovator fellowship for our undergraduates. And let's see within 2 3 years if this also becomes a good benchmark for success in this endeavor. That is a positive.
So how does IIT Mandi now provides academic support or maybe flexible schedule to maybe focus on the ventures?
I'm glad you brought this. You see that this young innovator fellowship, we are paying them money,
Hmm.
we are providing them business mentor,
Yeah.
we are providing them faculty mentor,
Okay.
and whatever they are doing, we are giving them academic credit as well.
Okay.
What more you want? That means they
So
are
I
doing
wanted.
startup. They are getting academic credit.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good. That's good.
I think that the best possible ecosystem we have created. You know,
Okay.
we have thought about it and we have created. So they're getting credit.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, that's good.
uh, so, so I think total in 3 semester they're getting 27 to 30 credit. That's not a small
Okay. Yeah,
small
yeah,
thing.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So we have done that. Yes.
Okay. Sir, so do we have a target, like say in 5 years, how many startups we want to be founded by IIT Mandi students or alumni? Do we have a target for that?
No, I really don't believe in numbers. I,
Okay.
I would believe in a real entrepreneurial matter.
Yeah.
Everybody cannot become an entrepreneur.
True.
They are of different trait, breed, right? So I would like to attract such people. So it's not number is not important.
Okay.
If we get the good breed, they will and we will provide them all facilities and let them grow. So that's
Got it.
that's my way of looking things, and others
Got
may
it.
have different way.
Got it. So, sir, now we are gonna come to the last aspect of our podcast. How IIT Mandi supports and empowers its students. It's majorly for those who are about to join maybe the our IIT, right? So, sir, the first question or doubt which I have is, how does IIT Mandi promote an open atmosphere that encourages freedom of thinking and innovation among students, regardless of gender?
You see, in this innovator program that I
Hmm.
told you, although we are giving this fellowship to 6 semester student,
Yeah.
but we made second year students also involved.
Okay.
So basically, we are saying you come forward. If you have a good idea, we
Hmm.
will now mentor you. And when
Hmm.
your time will come, you participate in the competition.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So it is, although we are saying that we will give at the third year level, but second year are also there. But this
Okay.
particular, initiative that we have taken, we have tried to give that message also to the first year student
Okay.
who are coming. And as I told you, our foundations of design practicum was meant to people have all the students, those who have come in the
Hmm.
first year, to have a hands-on experience to see how from a scratch they are bringing a product, right?
Yeah.
Once they see that, how from the scratch the product is coming, and any entrepreneurial scheme, you have only similar thing. Eh,
Yeah.
you know, maybe the form is different, but the process is different, similar. So that is already given, and already IIT Mandi has promoted. That's why we have design practicum. That's why we have socially relevant technology. So given this, I think we have a very good open system, and
Okay.
there is you know whatever whatever scheme, and we have also uh, we are uh, we are going to uh, open a scheme now where any student who is doing well in hackathon, in publishing a paper in a journal, or doing well in international competition, so we are bringing a new incentive program for them.
Okay.
This is also we are creating. We are in the process of
Okay.
that.
Okay. So, can we elaborate on the policies? Like maybe because a lot of people have this query when they are about to join a college for the undergrad or postgrad. Like if there will be restriction on student movements, curfew times, COVID hostels. I mean, that's kind of the thing which a lot of people have a fascination about. So, what are your
See,
thoughts about that?
freedom comes with responsibility.
Yeah.
You cannot say that I will have freedom without responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
So you get the freedom and the whole night you don't sleep, and next day you miss all the classes. Is that freedom?
Mm-hmm.
People have to recognize this, right? So
Mm-hmm.
yes, we don't put any restriction, but then I hate to make attendance mandatory.
Mm-hmm.
But when I came here, I saw a class strength is 200 and 20
Mm-hmm.
students are attending.
Okay.
So that was alarming, and that is a course on data structure. So when you see such a thing, because we are also here to care for our children,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you may be above 80 or 80 plus, but you are not matured enough.
Mm-hmm.
We have to ensure that you have learned this subject so that you are able to do well in the placement.
Okay.
Imagine you have not attended any class, how will you do well in the placement?
True.
So this is not a question that can be answered in black and white.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom is there, but everybody must realize how to use that freedom. I always tell students that when you are here 4 years, you should use your time so diligently that you become a benchmark for your juniors to follow you.
Okay.
And we need such good examples, not becoming a bad example. Yes, you have enough time to idle away your time in cafeteria or here or there. That's all fine, but not be at the expense of academics. I always tell students that please focus on your academics. These 4 years You have come here to invest in your academics.
Hmm.
If you cannot invest in your academics now, never in the future you can invest in academics,
Hmm.
because you will not get another opportunity. So the question is that freedom is there, yes, there, but that freedom must be taken with responsibility.
Okay. Okay. Uh, so then there's one more thing. When we turn 18, right? A lot of people want to access the freedom which is available to those who are in their middle ages, right? Drinking, intoxicating substances, right? So how does the admin educate against the use of such substances or the such practices?
No, that's a serious issue. That's a very serious issue. Punjab is paying price. Haryana is paying big price for it. Himachal is also is inflicted or afflicted to a great extent. And but let me tell all those students who are going to attend IIT Mandi, the undergraduate program or graduate program, PhD program, we are very concerned about it. We take all initiative that no abuse of this substance would take place within the campus or even without the campus. We are taking steps. So
Okay.
they are they are great threat for our bright young kids, but we are taking, we are in alignment with the SP, we are in alignment with the police system here, we are working with the DC, um, and we have a system, and I think and more uh, we get the input, the better robust system we can create. So I can assure all the parents that they should not fear. As far as such things are concerned, our campus is highly protected.
Okay. Sir, in fact, as we are progressing, we are now in a connected world where, whatever happens in West also sometimes, percolate towards India. And in fact, there are certain practices going on in maybe California or, other states in USA where, we are seeing that there are evolving discussions around gender identities, right? A person who can say that I now want to be a female, or a female wants to be a male, or anything else, right? There are different gender identities coming up. What are your thoughts on that? And uh, what is the thought of administration of how to go about it, what to do with it? Because maybe a lot of questions are going to be
I don't
asked.
think that we have any such issue in our campus.
Okay.
Only as of now, two categories, male and female, and we equally treat them, and they have equal right. Let's be happy with our current situation. Situation would
True.
change, then we will start thinking about it.
Got it, sir. In fact, that was a very truthful answer, I believe, because a lot of people are like, we'll see in future, something like that. Sure, sir. So, what's the Indian institution's stance on ragging among students? Could you share an example of how IIT Mandi now handles such situations and supports such students' well-being and safety?
You see that we had an incident where we took a very, and our anti-ragging committee took
Okay.
very strict action, uh, and ragging in any form must be uh, condemned by
Okay.
everyone. And I think those who got involved uh, in the past year incident, they were they really understood that they have made a mistake. They crossed the
Hmm.
Lasman Rekha. I
Hmm.
think we have a very strong, robust team. We educate our seniors, and we also educate our juniors. That
Okay.
how not to be part of it. Neither we allow ourselves to be ragged, nor we rag others in both. And yes, uh, let me tell you, IIT Mandi is a absolutely anti-ragging campus. There's nobody should fear that we have a ragging here.
Yeah, even
Even
I
the
can vouch for that.
yeah, even the case that we took a very strong action, it was not not a really a serious case.
Mm-hmm.
The way you hear the ragging in many places, uh,
Okay.
but we took our anti-ragging committee took very severe action, so that's even we don't repeat such a thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got it. So now the last two topics are here with us, which is a lot very close to my heart as well, because I've been working on this as well. So considering the unique location of IIT Mandi amidst the Himalayas, how does the institute address the mental health and wellness among students? That's the first part of it. And like what measures are being play are in place to promote better nutrition and overall well-being, like food and the well-being. How are we doing in that?
yeah. Let me first answer your first question, first part of this question. You see, Himalaya people, they give up everything and come to Himalaya to introspect and meditate, right?
True, true.
So when you soak yourself in the ambience of Himalaya, you will never have any mental problem.
Hmm.
You will enter into mental problem when you closet yourself within your room
Hmm.
and remain within your gadgets and probably even abuse yourself.
Hmm.
That is the time when you will have probably this kind of problem, otherwise not.
Okay.
But let me tell you, we are already working on a package where
Okay.
literally we will create a sports culture within our students.
Okay.
That
Sounds
is
good.
getting up early morning, having a walk, jog, or gym, right?
Okay.
And evening, similarly, everybody is engaged in some kind of sports activities, right? That includes yoga, meditation. So these are all things that we are working on. Let me tell you, we have a compulsory course for undergraduate student, which is called Introduction to Consciousness and Holistic Wellbeing.
Okay.
And is the entire base is taught yoga, meditation, guided meditation. I personally have taken many sessions on guided meditation, and we have very good teachers here who are teaching them on yoga and pranayama and meditation. So already we are taking from the we are addressing this from the root. We are not waiting when students will be afflicted with mental health. But you see that nowadays students are coming from different culture, different background, a different family situation. So everything is not same.
Hmm.
And hence the IIT Mandi has a counselor. We have a counselor who is a PhD in psychology and clinical psychology. We have a psychiatrist as a consultant, and
Okay.
we are in the process of hiring more of these people to help our student community here. So
Okay.
these are being taken care. And your second question about nutritious food.
Hmm.
You see that nutritious food means you have to pay, isn't it? Uh, you are you studied here and you are in Bangalore. Can you get a meal in Bangalore? You go out and even a meal, a simple meal. I'm not saying a nutritious meal, 125 rupees. Can you get?
Not quite.
But we are expected to feed our student four times:
Hmm.
breakfast, lunch, snack, and dinner in just
Okay.
25 rupees.
Hmm.
So this is a issue I have been telling my students. that you want good food, you need to pay for it.
Okay.
Because IIT cannot pay from its pocket. Students have to pay for it. But when you say, no, we are only ready to pay 125 rupees, uh, I don't know how this can be. Because this is an issue I have not been able to solve it. I have told my
Okay.
students also that particularly I have seen all the messes here.
Mm-hmm.
When you feed them 4 times, do you think that these people, these vendors, they will have enough manpower so that they will have shift system? No. Same cook, same assistant, they are working for all 4 things. They are being
Okay.
paid as a laborer. How can you expect a team of cooking team that is being treated as a laborer to give you good food and tasty food?
Yeah,
Please tell
that
me.
I understand, sir.
So these are something that we have to educate our students. See, our students are very happy to go and spend on a meal outside 200 rupees, but they are not ready to increase, you know, even a daily. I think we are the lowest, let me tell you. Even I was told in Ropar, IIT Ropar, they charge 150 rupees per day. But IIT
Okay.
Mandi, it is 125, right? So there are issues. We have to have a dialogue with the student body, and this process has to continue.
So while I was there in the college,
Hmm.
while we were having meals, I barely used to have, meals in mess and in cafeteria. Why? Because in cafeteria you can't have that meal every day. It really doesn't suit your gut. But our friends were like, please take 50 or 100 rupees extra from us, but provide better meal in mess, so that we occasionally go to the cafeteria to have something just for an occasion basis.
Yeah,
So I believe you'll probably sort it out.
yeah. It has to be. See, this is the issue that our dean students is best placed to handle it.
True.
Than I as the director, right? I
Yeah.
can only when they meet me, I tell the problem. Solution the students have to find in consultation with the dean students. Okay,
True.
as a director, I don't want to be part of this whole process except a guiding force that see.
Got
For
it, sir.
example, I told that if these they are being treated as a laborer, how can they give you the good food? Number one. Number two, I told them that you are making them to cook for 4 times. At least remove the snack,
Mm-hmm.
right? Make 3 times. At least they have some space to breathe.
Okay.
Okay. So that also the student community has not agreed until
True.
now. So this is a
True.
process that we'll have to have a dialogue, and hopefully, at some point of time
Got
we
it.
will be acting rightly.
Got it. So we have the most important question, which is also the last question of our chat. How does spirituality play a role in fostering innovation and enhancing the student experience at IIT Mandi?
You had asked that question whether we can work 70, 80 hours a week. Something you said.
Yeah.
The question that you asked would answer also that question.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be spiritual in the beginning
Okay.
because if your mind, brain, and consciousness is not aligned,
Hmm.
that means you are not yourself.
Okay.
How can you deliver wherever you are?
Okay. Hmm.
Spirituality means you are a stable person.
Okay.
One of the most fundamental attribute of spirituality is empathy.
Okay.
It is empathy that makes you to work beyond your call of the duty. Just like
True.
you saw during the COVID time, the health workers, they worked, right? It's spirituality that drives. We are spiritual beings. We need to recognize it. As a country, we have enough literature starting from Bhagavad Gita to tell us our identity as a spiritual being.
Okay.
And once we are trained in that aspect of our life, we will feel stable wherever you are. You
Mm-hmm.
see, problems were there 500 years back, 50 years back. Problems are also now.
Mm-hmm.
Problems will also be there 50 years down the line, 100 years down the line. But it is your strong spirituality that helps you to soak those topsy turvies of life and still be focused in your professional outlook.
Got it.
So I would suggest to all our alumni, all students who want to join IIT Mandi, please have a spiritual outlook.
Got it.
Spirituality means Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We are connected with everyone, not only human being.
Mm-hmm.
Spirituality means appreciating even a microbe to the greatest of personality. Everyone. Because
Okay.
everyone has a role. We are a symbiotic society.
Got it, sir. Sir, I'll thank you for sparing this wonderful time with us. Right, I I believe I have got a lot of information about what we are doing, what we have done, and what we want to do for a college, for our alma mater, and where you want to take it. Uh, Thank you for being on the podcast.